Ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? This is your main man, Cairo, and we're back with another video. Zook, who was for so long an exclusive piece of content in old school RuneScape, has made his way over to RuneScape 3. And honestly, I've been nothing short of amazed by this front. I mean, I haven't killed any of the mobs outside of Zook, but the boss himself is kinda nice. But there are, I would say, not so great things about this boss, and I'll get into those towards the end. Also, this is not a guide. Can't stress this enough. I'm nowhere near good enough to put out a guide for this boss. I wanted to briefly share my thoughts on Zook, the differences between normal mode and hard mode, a little on the rewards, and a civilized Rant at the end. The footage you see here is kind of special. It's the first flawless hard mode kill I got, and honestly it was well deserved. I've gotten 2 hard mode kills prior to this run, but unfortunately neither of those were flawless. The real bottleneck for this boss is the DPS check on the first challenge, and after an absolutely ridiculous amount of failed attempts, I finally get it done right here. The boss and the waves on normal mode are easy. Within a couple of tries, understanding spawns and whatnot, I was able to get a flawless normal mode run that unlocked hard mode. Finished off the remainder of the capes in normal mode and easy peasy. I like the fact that normal mode is certainly harder than the kiln, but takes about the same time to finish. And what's better is that it can be attempted and completed in one run flawlessly or not by pretty much anyone with the appropriate gear and know-how. This is nice because technically, even though only one cape is classified as best in slot, everyone should still be able to get their hands on the 3 separate capes, which are best in slot in their own class. There are a couple of differences between hard mode and normal mode. The major differences that I was able to count were the special waves being 4, 9, and 14. On normal mode, the igneous waves spawn 3 melee on the 4th wave, 3 rangers on the 9th wave, and 3 magic on the 14th, whereas on hard mode, each igneous wave will have 1 of each type. I find both normal and hard mode igneous waves relatively easy in comparison with the rest of the waves, albeit on normal mode you take significantly less damage. Another major difference are the challenges. The health of each minion on the DPS check on normal mode is 8k, meaning you need to deal about 40k total damage to pass the challenge, whereas on hard mode you need to deal 80k total damage where each minion has their health essentially doubled. Without a doubt, that is the toughest challenge in hard mode, and this was the main problem for me personally trying to get a flawless kill. I've tried different rotations and even took range into the fight because I'm just more comfortable with that style, but no joy. I've realized in my attempts that magic has always gotten me closer to complete the challenge, so I just stuck with magic for the rest of my attempts. The only challenge that is seemingly the exact same is the last challenge. It's pretty straightforward. Don't take any damage from the immune little Hercog. The middle one fires a hard typeless damage ball at you. You can res this hit, and for the other 2 you can flick range and magic with devotion up. And if a second hard typeless damage ball is tossed your way, you can use Disruption Shield. Frankly, I find it easier to just barricade on the tick before the gray ball hits me and we're smooth sailing. It seems also that every mob that spawns on normal mode has their health and damage doubled in hard mode. That is also the case for Zook, but Zook's damage looks to be about the same in normal mode, which I find a little underwhelming. Another difference between the 2 modes, and honestly one of the more annoying changes, is the Rain of Fire. The Rain of Fire spawns in a line from across your location and moves in any direction headed towards your character. I had to play the waves with voiceover active so I can hear when Zook is about to use this mechanic. Understanding the best escape routes and knowing where some mobs are is kind of important to deal with this, and sometimes it isn't perfect. Another one I can mention is that Harakan is a whole lot more bothersome to deal with on hard mode. It can spawn tentacles in the middle of the arena, so dealing with tentacles is very important on hard mode. Otherwise you'll get gangbanged by 20 tentacles at once, and it isn't fun. Zook on normal mode is kind of a joke. As soon as you understand the mechanics, the fight is super easy and not a challenge whatsoever, kind of keeping with the theme of all normal mode bosses released thus far. But I would say in terms of difficulty, he's still the most difficult normal mode boss. The mechanics on normal mode are a bleed, life point reduction, quake, hard type plus damage ball from the sky that kind of looks like a Jad range attack, and the Floor of Fire, which is also his insta-kill mechanic. These mechanics are shared by both modes. On normal mode, once his health reaches 100k, he rotates between the first 4 mechanics and no longer does the insta-kill. On hard mode, however, once he hits 100k life points, he'll jump north side of the arena and become immune, and spawn a big rock in the middle that you need to damage a total of 5 times to 0 health. Each time you bring the pylon down to 0 health, Zook is damaged by 20k life points. During this mechanic, he'll also throw bombs at you that explode roughly every 3.6 seconds or 6 game ticks, dealing a maximum of 8.6k damage, I believe. Basically, this part is full manual. You cannot revo this part at all, because you need to continue moving to dodge bombs and also deal damage at the same time, so you need to be hitting your abilities. you'll generally lose all of your run energy within the last 20k life points left on Zuck. This is from experience, but I'm sure someone who is much better than me can most likely finish the pylon and Zuck before their run energy depletes. A stamina potion is nice for this part of the kill. Every time the pylon hits 0, Zuck will also charge up an attack that can pretty much one hit kill you. To mitigate the damage from this attack, you can cycle through Disruption Shield and Resonance. The rewards are cool, I really like them. I used Magma Tempest for the first DPS challenge and honestly it works nicely. The extra adrenaline you get from it when you're using Inspiration is unbelievably good. In this instance, I forgot to use Tsunami on Zuck before the challenge to get that extra crit adrenaline gain, but it still worked out well enough. Apparently the ability will get a nerf. I don't mind that, to be honest. It is kind of overpowered at the moment, and for me it kind of served its purpose already. It helped me get the cape. I can't really comment on the scripture yet because I haven't tried it, nor have I seen anyone use it, but I'm pretty sure it's decent. I haven't yet gotten my hands on a Pernix quiver either, purely because I know more and more will enter the game and the price will drop significantly. But a quiver that holds 2 ammo slots is absolutely pog, so I can't wait to try it. Lastly, the 2H sword. I was a little upset that a tier 95 bow wasn't released, but in a recent livestream the JMods did say that RuneScape's combat styles naturally go through meta phases and non-meta phases. For the longest time, melee was king, then magic, range for the past year, and since the release of the Fractured Staff of Armadyl, among other magic boosting updates, magic is now meta again. Maybe with the 2H sword and the Lang weapons from Glacier, melee can be a new meta, but we'll have to wait and see. I think the major flaw in melee in comparison with range and magic is that melee does not have a whole lot of adrenaline boosting kind of abilities, which I think really hinders its performance. Now for the rant. The TzKal front, honestly, wonderful idea. But I feel like the wave-based boss fighting is a little abnormal and feels more like a minigame, kind of like the kiln and fight caves before it. I think being given the option to go directly into the fight with Zuck would be great, especially for chasing after that pet. That's another reason as to why the shrimpy pet was a pain to get, and that's it. Those are my only rants. See? Civilized. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.